and welcome to Random Encounters. I'm Yun, and I've got God with me here. Say hello, God.
Hello. I could try to say that a bit more like a cat. Hello. No, that doesn't work. Either way, hello everyone. Yes, we're back.
We're back. And
today,
we're missing one person today. Tor is out running about, doing mischief. And we'll be back in a couple of weeks.
yeah, something like that. I hope he's doing mischief. He deserves some mischief making right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, either way, we're just going to continue where we left off.
Yes, we will. Let me just change here. Here we have our lovely doctor.
Yes, he is very lovely. Oh, yeah, you switched out the image.
Yep, I found one that works a bit better.
Yeah, so John here, he is fully intending to continue this monstrous man and try to make him into a workable STL file for 3D printing.
Yep.
Which I am sort of looking forward to because I do have a 3D printer, even though it's a bit shit.
Well, we'll see. And when we're done, like we said last time, we will be publishing the STL file on our Discord server. So make sure to hop in. And if you have a 3D printer or access to a 3D printer or know someone who has a 3D printer or wants to pay for someone to make your 3D print for you, that's up to you. But you will find a file there and you can download and print it when we're done.
Wow.
That's the idea, at least.
I can promise this. I will definitely print it off and I will paint it. Because I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I will probably do the same. And I will both print it and paint it. And if you have access to a 3D printer, try a hand at the same. Print it, paint it, post your images in our Discord. We will be, or on social media, we would be very happy.
Now that would be very cool. Now, yeah. So last time you basically, I'm sorry, I'm eating while doing this. Very unprofessional, I know, but whatever.
Yeah, we're snackers.
Yeah, we're snacking. I'm a bit snackish right now. But yeah. Last time you made like the rough shape of his head. And also the rough of his body, but only you actually went and you got a lot of his body like fully done last time.
Yep.
Like, I'm not sure if you're thinking that there is anything about his body at all that should be changed, except for like, you know, gloves and stuff, because to me it's looking pretty good.
I think only gloves. And I'm thinking of doing the gloves now first, and then move on to the head last. Before we do the bomb.
Yeah, because the bomb is going to be a completely different thing.
Yeah, and I think I'm wondering if I should do that separately.
Yeah,
to make it a separate object to download. So there will be 2 STL files.
That is not uncommon. I mean, I prefer STL files that come in, or at least models that come in several files. But that's because I have these size restrictions when it comes to my 3D printer. So I like to be able to plan it out and assemble it.
Yeah.
Much like a little kit.
I might do the same with the stand. Or what's it called that he's standing on? The plinth.
Yeah, the pedestal thingy.
Pedestal, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing you really need there is like a viable way to make like pegs and stuff, pegs and holes. So
yeah, I'll probably do that.
I mean, you don't need it, but it would be the best.
Yeah, it would. we'll take a look at that when the time comes.
Yeah.
For now, there will probably be some assembly required and glue.
I hope so. I like that, but you know.
The body itself, I think I will try to make it so that it is printed in one piece.
Yeah, like more or less what we see here. That kind
Yeah,
of volume.
more or less.
Yeah.
So maybe I divot in, something underneath here to put a plinth into, and some pegs or something in the hands to keep the bomb in place.
Yeah, it's probably if you're gonna have pegs in the hands, I'm thinking probably like male pegs is best. Yeah.
Yeah. More or less has to be.
Yeah, it's gonna get too thin and flimsy if you're gonna hold it up, I suppose.
Yeah.
But either way, so yeah, you're gonna do the gloves first today.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Um,
So how are you planning to do this?
well, I think I will start actually adding a mesh, and I think I will try and do a cylinder actually. Let's put that around here. Around his arm. Here, I guess around here.
Mm-hmm.
And to change it up a bit, let's edit it a bit. And let's scale it.
Yeah, now you're making that funnel shape.
Yeah, well, the funnel shape, and I will refine it later, but just to get a base to work on.
Mm.
Let's see. And let's go back. It's easier in this place.
Yeah, so now you're trying to get it angled correctly according to his arm. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
So you think that you're gonna are you gonna like let his hands be a part of the main body there, and then you're just gonna have the little flaring glove thing as an extra object just to help the process, or?
Well, more or less. I think I'm going to actually build out the hands from this cone.
Yeah, okay. So what you've got
Just to,
going there right now, that's just like a placeholder. The hands that you barely put in there last
yeah,
time.
it was more to get the
Yeah.
proportions and the placement. I was unsure if I wanted to do the gloves directly on the model, or if I wanted to do it with a separate object. And I think I will try actually with the separate object thing.
Do you think you would do something as brazen as just make one hand and then copy over to the other hand?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Just need to. It's possible to mirror an object through the through a line, and I will do that right now. Actually, on a modifier, and that's the mirror. Here we go. And mirror through the y-axis, I believe. Let's just do this. Here we go. Oh,
already pretty accurate.
yeah.
Hmm.
Because the hands are actually hands are mirrored because they were sculpted with the mirroring in effect, so they should be more or less the same.
Yeah, they're more or less the same, and then you just turned off the mirroring effect or
Yeah.
mirroring, so that you could actually sculpt him and make him look more dynamic and organic.
Yeah. So I will
So
see.
So if you start now sculpting from
I think we're live again.
I think so.
Did we? Yeah.
Yeah,
I think we're live
yeah.
again.
Yeah, we're live again. This is good.
Yeah. Don't know what happened. Suddenly
You were
OBS.
being too awesome. That's
yeah,
what
we
happened.
were.
Yeah.
OBS just couldn't handle the awesomeness.
No, they just couldn't handle it. No, it just shut down. They couldn't handle it. It was too much for it. Poor thing. Either way, yeah.
Yeah.
We're back. You haven't missed anything.
Not much, no. They're maybe moving one pace on the cone. Yeah. Cone is more or less created now.
Mm-hmm.
And let's start to expand a bit on it. See what we can do. And that should be right. Right.
Did that curve off?
Curve off?
No, it just looked like it did.
Yeah.
But no, that's pretty nice. Yeah. And getting some thumb in there.
Yeah.
Thumb action.
And the thumb.
It's gonna be interesting to see how you're gonna solve this, because when I make hands, I can be very loosey-goosey about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be so too, but just
yeah, I just think it's extra interesting because I've made the illustration, but you're trying to make this to look like the illustration, and it's like, okay,
yeah,
a
bit more difficult.
It's a bit more. It's a lot more difficult because not everything in an illustration is necessarily as clear cut.
Yeah. I think we have more or less. Well. Let's take that. And we have the basic shape, and we will go from there, more or less. I think that should be it.
So from this point on, you just
sculpt. And, well, first of all, I need to decide on a resolution.
Yeah, you're setting a resolution using your
Yeah, and because before I do that, I'll just go to wireframe here.
Yeah, so you made a voxel map for it.
Yeah, because now there are a lot of big faces that can't be really
And
used.
yeah,
As
they
soon as I
wouldn't
do,
integrate it well.
as soon as I remap, it's
Yeah, now there's all of a sudden a
available
lot you
for.
can do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now there's a lot I can do. So.
So now you've remeshed this using voxels
Yep.
and in a very rough resolution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing something that a detail that I might need to go into edit mode to do.
Okay.
It's the inside of it. Here we go. Because, the bottom of the glove is actually tilted a bit. Let's. But it's tilted both a bit backwards. And
It's tilted in such a way that the highest point is closer to the inside of his elbow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just what I'm.
Which you're currently doing.
Now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's about like that. That should be okay.
Yeah, I'm quite liking what I'm seeing. And you had to do this. Yeah, and you did this before, like you went back in your history and undid the voxel thing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you would try to do that with the voxel thing, it would be a nightmare, I'm guessing.
Yep, it would.
Yep. Okay.
It would be possible, but it would be quite a bit more difficult.
Yeah, I do most of my my 3D modeling in SketchUp.
Yeah.
So I would know about hell.
Yep. I think this is fine.
I think this is very fine.
So I'm glad I caught that at the beginning. And now I can remesh and we can start sculpting.
Yes. And you've already remeshed and you are now ready.
Yep. So now I will smooth a bit. Just to get the heel here.
Yeah, heel of his palm, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's quickly turning into a thumb that is recognizable.
Yep. With a fingernail, actually.
Yeah, with a fingernail, actually. Or in his case, probably just a seam on his glove.
Yeah.
But it works out. I mean, it looks very similar to how the illustration has been made.
Yeah.
It's got the same, like, you know, hitchhiker's thumb thing going on. Only that it's he is of course not, you know, extending it. He is bending it.
So. Oh, okay. Just a few strokes down the glove itself.
Yeah, just to smooth out the vertices that are there from the beginning.
Yeah. Be careful. Edge.
Well, the edge is subject to change a little bit. I mean, there's gonna be some.
Yeah.
There's gonna
also,
be some
if it's
warping.
not, yeah, it will. And if it's not, if it's perfectly straight, it won't really look good. It needs to be a bit here warped. Like this.
Yeah, it has to be.
Work.
There has to be. It has to be a sense that this is also some sort of fabric.
Yeah, like
or probably rubber, to be honest.
Probably
but yeah.
rubber, but it needs to like this droop a bit and.
Like droop a bit there, fold up in other place, you know, that just stuff like that, because it's a very pliable material. It's not armor.
Yeah. Needs to conform a bit to what other things that he's wearing.
Yeah, of course. Right now, that's probably a bit more of an issue since his arms aren't exactly the same.
Yeah, they aren't. But we can work with that.
Oh, I'm sure you can.
I think we're getting close. Just going to have a tops.
Doing hands is never easy. It's one of the more complicated things about human anatomy.
Yeah.
Because we all have hands.
We do.
It's probably one of the parts of our anatomy that we interact with the most, so everyone knows sort of how a hand looks, and they definitely know if a hand looks wrong.
Yep.
So it's a challenge what you're doing right now.
It is.
But you are definitely on the right track.
Oh.
Also, there's a lot of stuff that can be just derived from interpreting how the character looks.
Yeah.
And you'll have to, because a two-dimensional drawing will only ever show you that one view.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's. Luckily, you are among those people, because we all know there's two kinds of people here in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those who can extrapolate from incomplete data.
Mm-hmm. 3, 2. So fucking.
Yeah, I think he can. Because it's. Because there are clues to how he should look in the way that he looks in general. Because he's a heavy kind of guy, weirdly enough.
He is.
So it would be appropriate if his hands also reflected that, unless we're going like in a Donald Trump kind of way, But
let's see. I want to rotate this a bit.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't have TikTok baby hands. That's for sure.
I've used this rotates thing before. I don't think it works as I was hoping. Okay. That's a problem. I need to. The thumb I realized is actually wrong. The fingernail is supposed to be more on the bottom.
Yeah. Well, if you also look at how his hands are, I mean, you can look at your own hands while you do this.
Yeah. I'm doing that.
Yeah, and you can sort of see the orientation and everything, and how he is folding his thumb. His fingernail would be like pretty much at the 90-degree.
So basically, more like that.
Yeah, and it would probably. I mean, the way he holds it in the image, he is extending his thumbs upwards, but we also have to consider that, there's another item that's going to go on top of this, and they're going to be separate items and everything, and we don't necessarily want one item to go into, clip into something.
Yeah. Let's see. This and What? Let's see. It's difficult to change it when you've already started to have a bit of definition differently. This is where the that I don't really know the tools that well yet comes into play. In that I'm trying to.
Yeah, we're in like some.
I know what I need to do, but I don't know how.
Yeah, it's a bit of trial and error area or territory right now. I do see you have a you have a tool called Thumb there. Somehow I don't think that's gonna do what I think it does, but whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I mean, when in doubt, I would probably use the spear tool or something like that.
Yeah.
Because that would involve just basically like violently moving about a part of the anatomy and then try to reassert it into the right context in a way. It is kind of frustrating when you're dealing with three-dimensional clay like this, because normally if it was regular clay, you know exactly what you do. You just grab that thumb between two fingers and you would place it exactly where you wanted it.
Yeah. It works kind of the same way here, but not quite, and that's a bit frustrating.
Yeah. But see, another thing I would do, I would probably try to just make the rest of the hand, like the anatomy of the fingers and the pads in his hand or whatever, try to build that out, so that it's mostly there, and then you can more easily see where you want that thumb to go.
I'm starting to find it now.
Oh, look at that! That from at least one particular angle, that definitely looks like a thumb. You're managing to get it in there. It's really good. That is definitely looking like a thumb now.
There we go. We're starting to get it. And
do you need to give him more mass underneath there? Because I saw that the underneath model is poking through.
Yeah, I'm not going to give him more mass. It's actually the model underneath that has too much mass.
So that has too much mass.
Yeah, so I can change to that model and remove it a bit. That actually might be an idea. I can let's just smooth out again.
Doesn't look like it's doing much. Oh, I mean, the head and the body are two different things, aren't they?
Oh right, yeah. The head and the body are two different things. Of course it is. My mistake. Here we go. Now,
Yeah,
yeah, that's something
that's
else
it.
entirely. Let's just do like
Yeah,
that.
look how
And
smooth that got.
yeah.
Yeah, I might as well just do the rest. You got what you need.
Here we go. It disappeared. Yep. And let's. Here we go. Now it's gone.
There you go.
Except that I didn't have.
Yeah, no,
I don't have the mirroring on for the body.
No, it's that's right, and
But I can just do that
yeah,
separately.
just scrape it away.
Yeah.
So you don't need it anymore. Okay,
Goes.
cool.
Here we go.
Magic clay. It came from nowhere and now it returns to nowhere. There we go.
Combination of smooth
Nice.
and ripping, and we have it gone.
There we go.
There we go.
And then we're ready to just continue on the adventure of the gloves.
Yep. First, I need to change over to the glove object again. Here we go. And strips. Let's just put here.
So, would you say the clay strips are your favorite tool for building shapes?
For now, it is. I can also use draw. It gives a bit easier, but then you stretch more the geometry and not build others. So
Okay.
it becomes something different in how it works. I think that's fine.
That's
The other
looking
side
like
because it should be mirrored. So
it's looking like a very decent thumb.
yeah, can't work on the other side because it's mirror modifier.
Yeah, but right now you don't really need to do that much.
Looks to be thumb seems to be okay now.
I quite like that thumb. It's turned out really cool. Got a nice little definition of bone happening in there.
Yeah. So we will go over to the palm and the fingers.
So what are you gonna start with?
Well, first we need to define a bit.
Oh yeah, because you want to put in some definition for the wrists and whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will probably. Yeah, I will need to.
Remove even more of the arms underneath, I suppose.
Yeah. Because his wrists are way too thick now.
It's supposed to be tapered. Though it doesn't look too bad. I mean, definitely the points where it's poking through in the back there. That's
Let's go to object mode and here and to sculpt mode, and I will see.
Gonna gonna scrape away some more, or?
Yeah, there's some. Let's see if I can. That. Just a second. I have a reference up on how to basically do a few things, and I just need to. Let's see. Let's go to lesson trim. Basically, what I will be doing then is just remove most of his arm. If I go to
Oh, really? So you just basically just like a 3-dimensional lasso tool.
yeah, and it scrapes it away. If I go to object mode, or I need to do that actually, I can do like that, like this. Basically scrapes away his arms.
Now that was effective.
Yeah, it's very effective. Unused the lasso tool. It was very effective. But I thought, oh, that was the body. It's not supposed to go. No, I think I took a bit too much actually. Just going to take here.
Cutting off at the wrists, more or less.
Yeah. Because this needs to extend into the glove a bit, so when I join them later, it will be one object. I'm risking, because I made a indent in the bottom of the gloves, I risk it not being connected. So I just need to
or
this.
partially connected and stuff like that.
I need to do this just to make sure.
Yeah.
And basically, I can grab it and just pull up a bit, so I do have good, nice contact. And I'm hiding. Should have it here. Then I should.
Then you just need to.
Just basically smooth it, smooth the edge and of the stump. Should be enough. Let's see. So like that, and if you hide it again, you see basically we're making it a bit more conical.
Man, if I had any electrical engineering knowledge at all, I'd make this into an alarm clock.
There we go. I think that should be enough. Let's go. Continue where we left off. Choosing the object again. Let us see. Let's see. What should be this? Okay, just having a piece going here. That should be enough, I think. let's do that. Back of the hand is not good as well. Well, it's starting to look good. Let's grab this a bit. Too much. So if you're looking at your hand, you bend your hand like that, it actually goes a bit further back. Yeah. Which I could. There we go. It's a lot better. And a bit of crease. Let's get down. And should be okay.
Okay, so you got the definition in there for the most part. And now you are considering how much you're gonna expand the hand to get a room for all the fingers.
Bit of clay strips, just to make it wide enough. And
I think you can go quite wide.
Yeah, I think I did way too. I didn't.
They were pretty narrow before, but yeah, it's like he can suffer some wide mitts, I think.
Let's add bulk, length, I guess. I think we can do a lot more, actually.
I do think he needs a little bit more length, yeah. Like something like that, perhaps. And then he needs more width.
So, what's it?
Oh, pose. That's a nice tool.
Yeah, it helps a bit.
Not too much naturally, because but I do see it like it gives you a bone to work with, sort of.
Yeah, sort of, but you have to clean it up quite a bit afterwards.
Yeah, the warping that happens inside a model is extensive,
and they are not. You have to be careful because the bone is not uniform. More.
Yeah, it's not really connected to the same place every single time. So
yeah.
Just arbitrary point inside the model.
Yeah, so it would be better to let's see here. It would be better to actually use the bones, the bones feature of Blender. But I haven't learned how to do that yet, so we will be refraining from doing that just yet.
I understand that. Some friends of mine who are 3D modelers and more like 3D animators. Especially one of them, he specialized in rigging.
Yeah, that's an
And,
entire profession.
Yeah, more or less. And it's like, I understand why.
Yeah.
Of course, like when you know how to do it, then you can really start, biting over some really complicated things, like basically trying to rig an entire human anatomically correct muscular system. But it did seem like a good way to kill yourself.
More or less. Yeah, I've tried a bit of rigging and modeling with the rigging, and yeah, it's. I once actually rigged. I created an alien for a Star Wars fan film once. The fan film never really got completed.
That one.
Yeah,
I saw that one.
I rigged a small, tiny insectoid alien, and I actually got. I had a joystick for flight simulators with quite a few axes, and I used that joystick to actually motion capture the rig. Yeah.
Wow.
It worked surprisingly well.
Yeah, I bet it did. But god damn it, that sounds like a bit of a hurdle. Just to figure out exactly how to manipulate the joystick.
It was. So the final animation actually were kind of a mixture of the motion capture and some deliberate movement modeled
hand animation
directly.
basically.
Hand animation, yeah.
Yeah,
it became a combination of those.
I've pretty much seen that's more or less how it usually goes in many cases.
It is.
I mean, it motion capture takes you to a certain point, but it will hardly ever be completely perfect. So
yeah,
you need the animator's input to make it all the way home.
Yep. So,
but but speaking of rigging, I mean, Elden Ring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I got sent an image of one of the characters from Elden Ring. I think it was a boss, because I haven't ever played it. It's not my kind of. It's not my cup of tea. And the model showed the bones and rigging of the model.
Mm-hmm.
And they had bones in their toes.
Yeah.
That's just. That is so much attention to detail.
It is.
So someone has logged work hours rigging someone's pinky toe.
Yep. That's more or less the length they will go to for some of those movies.
Oh no, that's a game.
For the game, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. That's mind-boggling. I mean, not many people would notice.
No.
I do appreciate when I do notice things like that, though, but it's really, really rare, and well, sometimes I do notice things that I wish that I never noticed, which is another thing. Yeah. Like in Mass Effect 3, some of the texturing was very, very detailed. And when you have just killed like a giant female naked undead alien, yeah, there's some things you'd rather not see, you know?
Yeah.
But it was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was there.
You start to think, is that love for the game, or by the developers, or just are they having
I mean,
certain fantasies.
certain fantasies definitely. I think it's definitely on the certain fantasy side of things. Because that was disturbing
Yeah.
as heck. But it could have been worse.
Would
But
have been, would have been
that
worse. Well,
it could have been
that's.
worse. I mean, they could have modeled it. I don't think they
Oh,
did.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's Mass Effect, and there's like people in space somehow rocking skin tight suits.
Hmm.
I never quite got that. It's kind of going into the whole subject that we discussed last week about superhero comics and how people are being portrayed in those skin tight suits and
Yeah.
everything. And it's like, yeah, I do prefer it when there are less they're less spandex and more like functional suits in a way.
Hmm.
I just think it's a nicer aesthetic.
Yeah, I've never really understood the spandex thing. So
I guess it's just it's easy.
yeah, it's very easy, and well, you get to show off body shape.
You get to show off body shape. Really get to show off that someone is definitely ripped, you know,
Yeah,
or that some woman, I guess, is not ripped, but she's just well endowed in every single way that couldn't possibly help her fighting crime.
yeah,
Um,
basically.
yeah. So yeah, need another finger in there.
Yeah, I know. I'm just thinking about how I should do it.
I would extend it. I would continue what you were doing in the beginning, just adding clay strips. And the question is, should it come from the inside or the outside at this point? Probably the outside.
Should be something like that.
Yeah, it's like when you look at your palm.
Yeah.
I mean, the section where your fingers are connecting to your palm, it's quite wide. And depending on your hand, you could almost say that your palm is vaguely like a quadrant, almost almost as wide as it's long, etc. So I think it's just a matter of just going from there and see where it takes you.
And ring finger and the little finger is very close together. You often.
They're very close together, yeah.
It's hard to define one and the other.
I've learned that I cannot trust my own hand.
Well, neither can I. We all have different hands, and
yeah, it's just the bone structure of my hand is apparently not entirely normal. There are certain things I cannot do with my hands, but there are other things I can. For instance, I could do this. I could do the Vulcan salute very easily.
Yeah, I always have to think about that.
Yeah, I could do it immediately. It's like I've now done it 15 times in a row. But like the distance between my fingers, that's completely like uniform. There's like no extra spacing or anything like that. That said, this is looking pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get very satisfied with this. Just pinch it a bit so it's
Yeah.
It gives it a bit more. You know, it's on the outside. Yeah, it's time to get to be very satisfied with that. Yeah, piece. It's too much. That. It's a bit. This is. Well, that's going to be.
Yeah, that's looking pretty okay.
Yeah, that should be.
How's the underside? Does he have enough mass on the underside?
I think so.
Oh, it's looking pretty good.
It is. Yeah. I don't mind.
This is definitely looking very good.
Good.
And yeah, you don't need to go overboard on details inside his palms either, because
No, because they will be hidden. It's more or less the underside.
Yeah,
I wanted to at least do a bit. So
yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, but I don't think I will be able to do much more with this resolution.
No, you would have to increase the resolution to get anywhere.
I think it's actually more or less enough now.
I think so.
Yeah. Remember, it's not supposed to be very big, so the finer details won't really matter that much.
Not that much. No, definitely not on my printer. I mean, I don't have a 4K printer or anything, so yeah.
Well, neither have I.
I think my printer is like slightly shittier than your worst one. I think that's more or less what we agreed upon when we looked over the specs. I think it's slightly bigger in one dimension.
Yeah.
But slightly smaller in one other thing.
So let's see. I will be. I think I will. This is a very thin wall, as it is. I think I will try to enhance that a bit. It gets difficult to print when it is this thin, more or less. So I think I will. It's better with clay strips, actually. No, it's not. Let's smooth it. Does that work? Yep, that works better. A lot better. It's the body bits. I want to have the definition of the edge, but having two thin walls here would would not print well.
No, I wouldn't. Also, when you continue sculpting, you would also have an increased chance of getting some really warped geometry.
Yeah. This ships work now. Right. Oh, not quite. Fuck. It seems like smooth it out. Just see if that happens. Nope. Guess it gets too close, actually. That is what happens. Should be here. And let's do a mask. Just concentrate on this tip here. Just to don't ruin most of the rest.
Okay, it seems like the smoothing that out is working pretty good.
Yep. But I'm not smoothing now. I'm just masking, actually. That mask, and I will be able to manipulate the edge a bit more. And just try to like that, and pattern it. Too much.
Yeah, I was wondering why it was sort of lumpy.
Yeah.
But then it wasn't.
And let's see, to increase it.
Maybe you want to inverse the selection. Oh yeah. Yeah, you want the sharp edge.
Yeah. Sharp edge. Ooh. Let's just. Go. And just clear mask. That's the thing. It gets difficult. Should bit of knowledge. Now, ask. Might need a bit more.
You're gonna give it a bit of an infill just to,
Yeah.
so it won't be as dramatic as it used to be.
Or less. But
That does work out. So when you're doing that, you're clearly also smoothing out the edge around it, which is kind of working out nice.
problem is the resolution isn't really big enough to have a smooth edge here.
No, I see that problem. But at a certain point, it's like get as close to where you want to go and within the limits that you've set for yourself, and then you change that, I suppose. Although I do see that the walls are technically so thin that sometimes your brush just pokes straight through the model. But you're correcting that as you go.
At least I hope I do.
It looks like you're doing that. I mean, yeah, it's like you add some on the bottom, remove some on the top, you know, just keep them back and forth, adding and subtracting.
Yeah. And I think it's starting to look a bit better. Something like that.
This is pretty good.
Let's try to just fix it too. I don't get the lip here as I initially started with, but I guess it's better to not have it. It's easier to print. Especially in smaller scales. And it won't really see it either. As long as you have a very defined edge there. I think that's See that on his drawing is actually has very wide wrists.
No, he does. Yeah, I mean it's.
I think something
This
like
guy
this
is
should
definitely.
be it.
Yeah, this guy is definitely big boned.
Yeah, I think this should do it more or less.
Oh, arm is poking through the glove a little bit.
Yeah, I saw it. It's easily remedied. Yep, and yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the gloves are okay now. More or less. Anything you want to add to them, or anything you see
Yeah, I'm
that
thinking.
should be?
Well, depending on how you consider this process, where you should do things, I'm thinking about like on the back of his hands. You know, where there should be like a crease from his hands being pulled down and, you know, crumpling up the gloves. Sort of like when you do that same pose with your own hand, you see that you have little
So
skin
basically,
folds.
around here, there should be
Yeah,
a crease.
yeah, there should be some creases of like excess fabric that's just being bunched up just because he's doing
Yeah.
that motion.
Even rubber gloves will bunch up a bit there.
Yeah.
So let's add a bit of.
I mean, one bulge would probably be enough, I think. But, you know, just... wrong thing, I guess.
Wrong objects. Something. So basically a bulge around here.
Yeah, something like around there, yeah.
Because this one will be a crease.
Yeah. That, I guess that is as much crease as you can get in this current resolution without it getting really
Well,
weird.
I can get it a bit less, but it's just
doesn't matter at this point.
doesn't matter
yeah,
at this point. I can do like this more or less. But as soon as I start getting a bit close for remesh, it will I will lose it.
Yeah. No, it's that's mostly okay. It's just the matter of getting like that little bulge of fabric on the back of his hand there, and then smoothing it out so it just so it meshes nicely with the rest of the topography. I mean, that's seriously all you need, right there.
Maybe a bit more, just a tiny bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh, that cleaned it up a lot.
Yeah.
So then you're mostly done with the hands.
Well, mostly, yeah. Just smooth it out and disappear a bit. There we go. Yeah. I think that's.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And now it's exact same hands on both sides, but
Yeah.
they look like they're fusing well together with the body in general. So this is very good, very
Even
good.
though it's even though they are, let's see, an artifact here.
So a little bit of the model poking through.
Yeah, it's created a bit of an artifact, but Yeah, even though they're mirrored now, it doesn't really look that way because of the arm. The folds on the arm are different.
Yeah.
And I can merge. I can apply the modifier on the hands. Then they will be a real, both be an object. Let's see, object, fine. Well, it's committed now. They are one single object, and I can sculpt on the right one on his right hand as well.
Yeah, if you even want that.
Well, I want him to. I wanted to conform a bit more to the creases on his arm. They are a bit different.
Oh yeah, I see.
Right, it's so you get a kind of that they look a bit different. Here we go. Yeah, I like that divot as well.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, that's all it takes. Now they're different.
That is all. That is all it takes. Yeah. That is pretty good. Right. So you got the gloves on him.
Yeah.
His body is more or less done. Then I guess the next thing you want to do was to look closer at his face and head.
Yeah. Save this, and we are very close to a break.
Yeah, we are very close to a break.
So before I start with the head, I think we might just take an early break and a few minutes early.
Yeah, that suits us fine, I think, because you've more or less just managed to whack out those hands.
Yeah. Maybe just let's see a tiny bit here on this one, just to define the continuation of this fold.
Right.
I think that was actually all that was needed. Yeah. There we go.
Well, this has been a pretty cool adventure so far. So yeah, I think you've earned yourself an earlier break.
Yeah. We are only up 2 minutes out from a break anyway.
1 minute now. So yeah, we will be back in roughly 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And
don't go nowheres. And yeah, when we return, I will be continuing on his face, I believe, as his head. There's a few alterations I will do, especially around here on his cheeks. Make the mouth a bit more.
I'm very excited for what's going to happen here next.
And I will probably turn off mirroring as well, so I can start making it a bit asymmetrical.
But yeah, we'll see you in 10 minutes while the artist here gets to refuel.
Yeah. We'll do that. Don't go nowheres. See you in 10.
See ya.
And we're back.
Ah, that was delicious.
Yeah. So
yeah, we're I say we. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna sit here and throw comments at the screen. Now John here is now gonna try to transform this clay face into something about a bit more finished. I did notice something just before we went to break. If you give me a good side view of his head and face now, yeah, I'm thinking he needs a bit more of a jawbone.
Yeah, that's one of the things I'm going to take a look at. So just add a bit on the
like,
bottom here.
Yeah, I'm thinking like where his ear is, and just in front of his ear there should be like a bone line going down, so that he has more of a jawbone.
So basically, around here.
Yeah.
And just
like
that.
And don't be afraid to let it go down a bit. That it's that's a little bit squared off.
Let's add a bit like that. I'll just concentrate here better with these hidden and concentrate only on the face.
Yeah, exactly.
Something like this.
Yeah, that is better. Yeah, he just needs a little bit more substance, because he's it just hit me when I was looking at him from the side just earlier that it looks more like he has transplanted a way slower jaw. And what he has left right now is just a giant floppy donut of flesh and loose teeth. No, so he just needed a little bit more of a jawbone.
Here we go.
This model right now, this one you still have mirror on, right? Yes, you do. Yeah.
That is still mirrored.
Yeah. Now, there's a couple of things.
I think that should be fine.
Yeah. Like this guy got. He is super awkward to look at. But there's like, there should be like a functional skull inside of this thing, in a way.
Yeah. So. Let's see.
So it's like, that's that, just getting like good jaw structure. That's one thing. And then of course it's his little round cheeks.
Yeah, I'm going to do a bit of pulling these in a bit.
Yeah.
And
more
or less like that.
Yeah, like that, and then you give him like the massive overbites that we agreed on, and I'm thinking maybe his little he's got very happy cheeks, which you kind of put in there in a way. They do look a little bit off, but maybe that's just how his face is at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like that.
I'll try to. Let's see. I will try to increase this photo a bit, just to take a look at what it looks like. Let's. Let's just concentrate on his face a bit more.
Because he needs a couple of things. Like, he needs some depth to his upper lip. You know,
Yeah.
the beak. So I kind of feel that needs to protrude a little bit more from his face than it does now.
I think his
But
cheeks needs
right
to
now
be a
he
bit
doesn't really
bigger as
have
well.
an upper lip.
No, I haven't really started making it yet.
No, exactly. I mean, you just put in the defining points just to get the proportions right.
Yeah. So I'm not done by a long shot yet.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very wrinkly and foldy face.
So we'll be
One thing I would love though is that if you made his glasses like basically just two balls, just two perfectly round spheres.
Yeah, I will. That was the plan.
Yeah, because that would be that's the ultimate goddamn goggle right there. Such a pretty boy. Gotta say though, that's one of the best sets of teeth I've ever made on a character. he could floss with like a giant rope.
Yep. Let's keep adding a bit here. His cheeks actually protrude quite a bit from kind of separated.
He's got some very strong cheekbones.
Yeah. Weirdly shaped, but still.
Oh, he's super weirdly shaped. Yeah, this is looking pretty good.
I think we're starting to. Yeah, I think we're starting to approach what's. These strips.
Yeah, because he got the whole smiley, wrinkly thing going on there.
Yeah.
He's really happy about what he's about to do. He's almost looking cute. Almost.
Most.
Almost.
I think we're starting to get his smile here.
Yeah. Yeah, you could probably work in some of those on the what's it called? Well, you know, the lines that go from the corners of your mouth and up to the wings of your nose, the nostrils.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean, but I have no idea what.
I don't remember what it's called right now. If I opened Sims, I would probably have a very clear explanation. But
I think we're starting to get them now.
Yeah, it is there. Because that's basically the beak of it, and
Yeah,
that
but
is
I
looking
see
pretty good.
his chin is way more pointy, actually.
Yes, he has a really, really pointy chin thing happening there. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Here we go.
That's hilarious. Oh.
Yeah, that's closer.
Yeah, that's such a marked improvement. Yeah, just to build more on the shape of his skull. You could probably draw those cheekbones going a little bit further back on the skull as well. You can't see it in the illustration, but it's like
Yeah. Maybe somewhere around here.
yeah, something like that. Just so it's definitely a part of his skull.
Something like that.
This guy is a monster.
Yeah. I think that's more or less it.
Yeah, I think he's definitely in the right career track. And yeah.
And I will be a bit more printing out a bit more of this part.
So how deep would you make his mouth?
I don't think well, in the picture it needs to be much deeper than this, but I don't think I will be doing it much deeper. Let's scrape away a bit here. Just to make a... so... Yeah, I don't think I will be going much deeper than this.
Now, in the back of his throat there, you can kind of see like his uvula hanging and stuff.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if I
And
want to go that deep here.
I think maybe you could just do that by just drawing in that general hole with the uvula hanging. So it's more like just an indent at the back of his throat. Because it really is a question of what would actually print well.
It is. You should think about that all the time while I'm sculpting. So, but I think
because since you're sculpting this, I mean, right? Technically speaking, you could create a creature with a full digestive tract.
I could. It wouldn't be printable much.
But the art is basically knowing when not to do it.
Yeah. It is.
This would not be one of those times.
Just add to play here.
And again, the true limitations of what you're struggling with right now is basically resolution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you get this close, basically, his entire head on a completed model will probably be 10 20 millimeters max.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and in that, I mean, the only thing you really need to do is just hint at something being there, just like you're doing right now.
Yeah.
So it's like an oversized uvula hanging in the back there, just because it's a point. It's just a three-dimensional point in space that will tell us what it is.
Yeah.
And
More or less like that.
There are gonna be teeth that's gonna cover a lot of that as well. So it's like,
yeah.
But those are coming in later.
I think this is enough, actually.
For the uvula and the back of his throat, yeah, I think so.
Just go a bit more to the side here. Yeah, I think that should be it.
Right. So you got the cheeks in, you've worked a little bit on his upper lip, you got some of the back of his throat thing going on there, and also a bit of the skull structure on the sides.
Yeah.
So what do you think you're gonna start working on next?
Well, first of all, I'm going to do a bit of his chin, because it's it's symmetrical now, and it's not supposed to be.
Yeah, no, he's got that weirdly lopsided thing going on. But that is mostly for the lower part of his chin, yeah. Rest of his face is forgivably symmetrical, so. I mean, in terms of his face, it's basically the bottom of his chin and his teeth that are lending to that off-kilter look. So that, I guess that means that you are just basically just smoothing out some of the geometry that you try to push in a little bit before you're gonna turn off the symmetry.
Basically,
oh yeah, then it's like the fat bottom lip there. Yeah.
Oh.
Now that's probably also something you will have to address after you turn off the symmetry.
Well, yeah, but I think I will just make sure that I don't have anything left that needs symmetry. I think I have most of it in right now.
Yeah, I was just looking at the general shape of his head. Does it look like the model has too much brain right now?
Kinda.
Like when looking at the front, when you're looking at the front. Yeah,
compared to his body.
The depth is fine. I was thinking more like the general shape from the front. It's like, is his head wider than it should be on top?
That might actually be it. Yeah. So
I think it's just on the top then. Cause, oh yeah, see, already getting better.
Something like that.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
then I think
a lot better.
Yeah, and then you can squish down the top of his ears a little bit so that it doesn't point down as much.
Something like that. Maybe actually, let's do it.
Yeah, like that.
Something like that.
Okay, now you used the bone tool right now, so
yeah.
See, that impacted the side of his head. Yeah.
Yep. It does. But
that's what you said about being careful.
Yeah. So Need to fix up a bit around it, but that's quick work.
Yeah, you've basically done it already. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that was like nitpicky details from me, and they were just eliminated immediately. So that is pretty good.
Yeah. I think we're good now.
Okay, then it's a matter of finally going over to non-symmetrical mode.
Yeah, I think so.
Would you want to have the body like visible for this?
Not quite yet, because I will take the general form, and then I will take in the body.
Okay.
Just to
already happening.
Yeah.
Look at the model right now. I'm sort of like thinking of this as Quagmire's grandfather or something.
Oh, it's moving a bit. And getting the roundness is hard.
Yeah.
I think that's good. It's...
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I think you could take it in even more on that side, yeah. So that's just the grab tool, just pushing in the topography a little bit.
Yep, and continuing the jawline as well. And let's do a bit of a crease here, just to continue that line as well.
That was a nice smooth crease.
Go. And here we go. And a bit of clay strips to create his lips a bit more. Find his lips a bit more.
Yeah, because he's got a really fat bottom lip.
Yeah, he does.
His entire face is just surrounded in folds that are just chasing each other, vying for space.
Think that, and just a bit of grease.
Some more clay strips. Just keep working on the definition.
Just Trying to get it as smoothly around as possible, adding a bit here and there just to.
Yeah, just building up in increments.
Yeah.
Not biting over too much at one point. The color layer that you got on to show like the high points and low points, the exaggerated.
Yeah.
Thing.
I
I
think
mean,
actually I have it on right now.
Oh, you don't?
Oh. There it
Oh,
is.
yeah. There it is. Yeah. It kind of looked like you had it on, but no, you would have, of course, a lot more artifacts in here. But it really kind of looked like you already had it because it's like there's so many dips and valleys and
Yeah. Happen a bit just to get really defined lip. But it's not, lips aren't really all the way around. They are flat as well. They have flat areas as well. So trying to incorporate that. Yeah. Oh. It's actually wrong. Yes. Let's. Yeah. These around.
such a winning smile on this guy.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's actually ever won anything. I mean, he's technically not even one of the big villains in the game in a way. He is more like a plot device.
Yeah, it is. That might be.
I think he's technically actually a henchman.
More or less.
because the players play plots, and this guy is one of the plots.
Yeah.
So I guess the players control him. So he is at least 2 tiers below the evil overlord in the game.
Yeah. Even though he might want otherwise.
You might think it otherwise, but that's the thing. We have actively chosen in our games not to show the players.
Yeah.
Because the players can be anyone. The players, which kind of player you are is more or less defined by you. And we kind of just consciously wanted to just avoid telling you what kind of player you are.
Yeah.
What kind of character you play. So yeah, that's why we have
because yeah, even though Evil 1 has a plot, it has something that happens, but the player is one who actually chooses what happens.
Yeah.
It all depends on their playstyle.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, it depends on your playstyle and
what their fantasy.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and it's like most games, at least board and card games. Using your own imagination to create your character is not a given. It's not something you have to do. But for some players, like us, we love roleplay, so
Yeah.
we often go for a character concept. Dr. Pottymouth.
Yeah. Might actually be too flat here when I thought.
I think it is a little bit too flat. I see nothing wrong with a nice round full lip. At least at the bottom bit.
Yeah, bottom
It
bit.
is it is
Might
different
flat
when it
out.
gets up to the sides. Then it's then it gets stretched out a bit more.
Bit better.
It's a lot better. I mean, all of it is a lot better. The work you've done on it since you started on his face again now is it's like night and day. This is really starting to look like the guy. Oh yeah, he's got a nice full lip.
It's actually even more than this. Wow.
I don't know why we like this guy so much.
He was one of the first ones.
He was one of the first ones. Because when we started making the graphics and stuff for Evil 101, initially did some sketches, just style sketches, just trying to figure out what kind of look we were going for.
Yeah.
And among those sketches was a prototype of this guy, which is very close to how he finally ended up.
Yeah.
A little bit different, but it's not very different. So I guess he is one of our darlings in that way, because he kind of helped set the mood for a lot of the following illustrations.
Yeah. Good. I think him and one of the first actually evil overlords that isn't in the game, isn't shown in the game.
He's not in the game.
He's in the rule book, but he's not in the game itself.
Yeah, because he's not supposed to be. Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's the player themselves.
A third character that never made it into the main game was also an agent. Was like
yeah, that's true.
That was like a bog standard James Bondy kind of villain. No, villain.
Well, agent, yeah.
Yeah, well, agent. See, if you're working on a game where you're supposed to be the villain, I guess you start thinking that way. But but yeah, no, it was he was just a bog standard, James Bond kind of character in a tux.
Yeah.
But that's this kind of work that just helps inform us where we want to go. So it's kind of interesting. I mean, we just decided very early on that the agents shouldn't have much power except being in the other player's way. Like playing the agent is not a way to win the game. It's just a way to pester all the other players, basically.
Yeah.
So they never get any points for being the agent. In fact, depending, you could lose points.
Actually, yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can. Sometimes you want to lose points. Sometimes that's why you buy the chase cards, so you can hold other people away from your lead. But yeah, the agents in the game, they are the actual agents that you are facing. But there are no villains that represents you. Just the tools that you have at your disposal as you're doing things. Always pretty fun making that game.
Yeah. Well, making games in general is fun. That game especially was, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, in a way, it felt like we were performing an exam. it was like a test of some sort that we were trying to perform for our own sake. Because prior to making that game, we had spent years in trial and error, figuring out how to basically compile ideas to make a game. And then we decided, we're just gonna crank this thing out live. So over the course of just a few weeks, with regular updates on social media and whatever, we more or less just showed people how we created this game, all the way from like a sketchbook approach, and up until it was something that was playable.
You still find it on Facebook.
Yeah.
Go down in history, the history of a page. But yeah, we did. And, it was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. We had basically, we had like a working prototype printed off and ready, like within half a year.
I think so.
Yeah.
Really quick.
And why did we do that? Yeah, the story goes, this is actually the third game we ever made.
Yeah.
And we ended up making this game because the second game we ever made was very close to being finished when we found another game was made like almost 30 years ago.
15 years ago.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Was it early 2000s or something?
Yeah,
or
early 2000s.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
It had the same freaking name as well.
Not exactly, but it was very, very close.
Very, very close. Almost very, very, very close. The same rules.
Yes, same kind of humor, same kind of theme. Some aspects of it was different. Don't be afraid.
Very few.
Some, yeah. Honestly, some things I saw in the other game was like, we should have done that. So we just decided, just call it quits on this game. We scrapped it and started like from scratch, an entirely new game. Simple premise, simple theme. Just see if we could make it happen pretty fast, and we did.
Yes.
This is looking really, really nice.
Yeah, I think we're getting there. Well, the lower jaw is not as rounded as on the drawing there.
I think that is forgivable. Because I kind of like where the model has gone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel personally that I'm too bothered with very many discrepancies in the exact shape and form of it right now, because I feel that the model, the lower jaw and the cheeks, everything there, I think it really works.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, at the end of the day, this is a three-dimensional interpretation of a two-dimensional drawing. So
Yeah.
I think this has really, really gone somewhere really good.
Just adding a bit. It's smooth because you can see there's a dip there. Let's get rid of that.
Oh yeah, that's one of the things that came from just pushing it in earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get rid of that now. It actually kind of works as well, so I might just leave it like that.
See,
Yeah.
the last thing you did there, that made it better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just have a more crease. It's supposed to be a bit more creasy. Here we go. Yeah. It's good. Yeah.
Very good. Now I am somewhat excited and curious to see how his head is going to mesh with his body now, since you removed a lot of mass from his neck.
From here.
Yeah.
But I don't think. Yeah, as you can see here. But I don't think I need to do much.
Is it bad?
It's not really. Just need to lift it a bit here as well. Maybe add a bit more crease here.
I guess, yeah. I guess so.
That's it, because this one works.
That one really works now, and I like that it got a little bit of negative space happening there. But yeah, you just
I think it works like this, yeah.
it does.
So I will just quick shift to the body and make a bit of a crease here.
Mm.
Kind of like that.
Oh yeah, that was pretty much effortless right there.
Yep.
Yeah, that's all you needed.
Yeah.
That
It's
is
just a bit here as well,
good.
just to accommodate his chin a bit more. Here, I think something like that.
It is the supervillain, Crayon Arms.
Yep.
He will draw on all your walls.
So, yeah. Oh, that is some metal shading.
Yeah, it is. It is. You got a really metal sheen when you got that filter on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's try to turn it up and see how he looks.
He is one smooth character. That's all I can say.
Yeah. I think this
Looking
works
really
very
good.
well.
It is looking really good.
Yeah.
I'm loving this.
I think we will I think I will add just make his glasses and then refine the eyebrows and such, and nose around them. But other than that, I think his face is more or less done.
Yeah, his nose needs more meat on it.
Yeah, it is a small nose, but it's supposed to be bigger than this.
Yeah, it's supposed to be bigger than that. If you look at the illustration, you can kind of see the bridge of his nose.
Yeah, it's pretty wide.
It's quite wide, and he's clearly got a broken nose at some point.
Yeah, but first let's add just the let's add a
Fair.
here and much and it's way too big, so we will remedy that.
It's gonna be at least our worst. Oh my god! It's just immediately starting to take a lot more noticeable form. Does it actually need to be a little bit bigger?
Yeah, it needs to. I just need to get the positioning right.
Yeah.
It's further. No, it's supposed to be there. That is more or less.
Yeah, it's more or less. I mean, he still has a wider head than the illustration, but this works for him.
Yeah.
The glasses, they're clearly very spaced apart.
Actually, they can be even bigger than this.
I think it needs to be a little bit further out.
Yeah.
Just so that you get the spacing between the glasses.
Like that, more or less. And
like that, more or less, exactly.
more or less like that. Yeah, that works.
Dude is looking great. What can I say?
His glasses is not perfectly spherical. They're a bit skewed here and there. We'll take care of that.
You know what? I don't mind that they are perfectly spherical.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a hilarious look. Because it's just so clearly like little perfect spheres in there.
Bug-eyed, literally.
Yes, he is bug-eyed. This is awesome.
Should maybe have had a few more an iteration or two more of solution, but oh well. Let's go.
It's not going to be very noticeable on a printable model, though.
No, and it's actually supposed to be even further apart.
Yeah, he's both bug-eyed and wall-eyed.
Yeah.
Yeah. See. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Now you can see that the head is actually not that wide.
Nope. It is now. It suddenly is perfect.
Hmm.
Because he needs that negative space between the glasses.
Yeah, they can even go further. They can even go further apart and even be even bigger. Let's do them slightly larger.
Actually, yeah. If you made one slightly larger than the other.
That could be as well, yeah.
Yeah, because it looks like his left eye is bigger than his right one.
Slightly, yeah. So I can do it slightly bit smaller, like that. I think that's more or less it.
That's lovely. Oh, this is beautiful. Yeah, and then now there's more space to give him a good schnoz as well.
Yeah. I think this is good.
This is super good.
Let's get a bit of a schnoz in there. And that's interesting. Remembering to save.
Yeah.
That might be a bit more. I think this might be better.
Yeah, I think I would start off like a mass that just generally that width, and that would cover his entire nose, and then you sort of like.
Something is not right here.
Yeah. Crimp topography. Something got lodged in there. There is something in there that's not supposed to be there.
That's weird. Because, well, and that's the thing as well, because when I added the clay strips, I suddenly started to
there was
do it the opposite way.
Yeah, it's probably probably some sort of inverse normal, just inside his nose.
There's something here. Yeah, there is definitely something here.
Yeah, maybe you should just try to smooth out his entire nose.
I will. Yeah.
There is clearly something that's there is something inside of his skull there that's not supposed to be there.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
Something is
that
definitely.
Is, you have now 3D modeled the exit wound of a bullet on the way out of his head.
So. Let's see. What the hell is going on
here? Just try using the smoothing tool.
That's the problem. This is the smoothing tool, and it does not. Yeah, something. The tools doesn't work as they should, because the clay strips now should add to.
Yes, but
to here, but it carves out instead. So, but down here, it actually no, it does the same thing. It's supposed to add now. It doesn't. It does the opposite. So the smoothness should smooth. It doesn't.
No, it does the opposite.
Here we go. Yeah, for some reason, all the tools have reversed to hit some kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, I might actually have hidden. Have hit some kind of key combination that reversed all my tools.
Yeah.
I don't know what, but I will try to work with what I have.
Just a small question. Up on the toolbar you got on top there, the minus plus thing. What is that?
Yeah, minus means take away, plus means add. Now it's minus, but it adds.
Right.
It's supposed to be. It was a plus, and it's supposed to add, but it takes away. So I don't know what happened, but somehow the tools work the opposite of what they're supposed to, and I'm not sure what I toggled to get that.
Maybe you didn't toggle anything. Maybe it's just Blender telling you that I'm tired.
Yeah, it might be.
I do remember when you were making little towns and stuff for Heroes of the Ceiling. sometimes you just had to restart Blender because
Yeah,
it was fucking up.
that happens sometimes. And let's see. So, let's smooth out a bit. Strips. Move a bit away. It's problem with this is that there is a when I have a clay strips now active. Normally, if I want to smooth, I don't need to change to the smooth tool. I can just press Shift and I get smooth.
Yeah.
But now that when everything is reversed, I can't do that because then it gets messed up. So I need to change to the smooth tool in order to actually smooth and keep. And yeah, another thing, I can reverse the direction by holding Shift, by holding Control. That's also a thing.
Do you wanna go to break and restart?
We have half an hour left. I can manage until we are done for today. I won't be. We won't be done today with him. I will need to complete it at a later date. But so far, I can just work around it by simply reversing the direction up here and changing. It just means I lose a second or two.
Okay.
If I had been more experienced, it might have been a different matter because I would have messed up my workflow. But right now, it's not really that big of a deal.
I would have. I would have made his nose a little bit straighter from the bulge and going down to the tip of his nose, so that it isn't as much a.
See on the drawing, it actually goes down quite close to the nose.
Yeah, it does. It does.
And I think the lip should be. It should have a flat part here.
He does actually have an upper. He does actually have an upper lip. Yeah. He does.
Yeah. So I will be doing that, but not quite yet. First, get the general shape of the top bit. Rather.
I would have extended his nose, I would have done it so that that bulge there isn't as much bulging as it is more like
wide. Well, considering how the
light
hits it, he does have there is a kind of a bulge there, but it's not very pronounced.
There's a bulge there, and then his nose just goes down flat before it pops out.
Yeah. So it's more flat here.
Yes,
then
exactly.
This one should be a bit further out. So
yeah, that's it. That's the shape.
Let's add a bit more here, and add a bit here.
Yeah. See.
This should be more akin to what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, definitely. I think you probably given a little bit more mass to the nose, just above the nostrils as well.
Yeah. Just adding a here.
Oh, that's super nice. That's a way better nose than I could ever make.
I think that should be more or less it.
That's pretty nice.
Just smooth it a bit.
I'd ask for a side view, but I know that you would immediately just see a giant lens.
Yeah. But we can. That's the thing here. We can hide them.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter though. I mean, I can see where it's going, and this is now heading in the right direction. I'm very glad you can you can interpret my scribbles.
I have a long experience. Many
I
years.
suppose you do.
Let's hide these two and take a look.
Yeah, maybe the top bulge needs to be a little bit more pronounced.
Yeah, it needs to be a bit more out. Just a bit more here.
I wouldn't mind if his nose just went down 90 degrees after the bulge, and then the rest of his nose started it. This is a pretty good schnoz.
Something like that.
That's a pretty good schnoz.
Smooth it a bit.
It's this weird little divot right in the middle there.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. Oh, that helped.
I think something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's pretty much the nose.
Yeah. Now, this bit needs to be a bit bigger.
Yeah. Because he's got a weird button nose.
Yeah. Those. I think that's. And actually, it's a bit lopsided because I see here it does look like a bit lopsided and broken.
Yeah.
So I think I will actually do it a bit more.
A little bit to the side, yeah.
A bit to the side like that.
That's beautiful.
I think that's.
That is a nose that has seen better days.
Crease. Okay.
Nostril action.
Yep.
Oh, that is just lovely.
And yeah, I think something like that.
Yeah. So now it's just a matter of, okay, so lenses back on. Lovely. Yes.
And I will be doing a clay strip.
Yeah, about that. Yeah,
If-
just a clay strip just across this bridge like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
more or less.
Yeah. Should he? I mean, these are like scientific goggles.
Yeah.
So is this something that he would just put on so that it would have like a band going across his like over his head or around his head?
It might be, yeah. These are more or less like the old piloting glasses or something like that, welding glasses.
Yeah, like it was just a string.
Yeah.
Or a elastic band or something that goes around his head.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice and pronounced ridge. that's the kind of the thing when you're doing something for 3D printing. It needs to be pronounced.
Needs to
Something
be.
to be
You see on
exaggerated.
Hero Forge, a lot of things on Hero Forge are it's kind of exaggerated quite a bit.
Yeah, very.
And this is the reason.
Yeah, it's just simply because the materials, in comparison to the size it's supposed to be in, just wouldn't support it.
Yeah.
It becomes too flimsy. To be honest, I mean, speaking of Hero Forge and just that aspect, I've noticed that some of the newer additions that they've had are on the flimsy side.
Yeah.
It's like these are clearly not things that would print very well. So yeah, I mean, Hero Forge is it gets kind of cartoony because of what it's supposed to be. Because you're essentially just sat in a very simple modular 3D engine, and you're making miniatures.
Yeah.
So it has to be a little bit more meaty and lower on detail than you would necessarily have wanted it to be if you were making anything else.
It should be. Yeah, I think that works fine.
It works really fine.
Then do a few clay strips across his head.
Yeah. Just over his ear, I think that's good enough, really.
Yeah. So something like that, I think.
Yeah. Oh man, this guy is coming to life.
It's a bit.
So creasing his skull a little bit. Is it so tight that it's actually like squeezing his brains? Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Now it's suddenly back.
That is weird.
Those clay strips. Yeah, now it's returned for some reason. Now it's how it's supposed to be.
That's so weird.
It's weird. So weird.
So I guess the next thing, I mean, you probably want to do more about, smoothing out and making the strip or headband cleaner.
I'm not sure how. Yeah, a bit. I will try to make it a bit cleaner.
Yeah, I can tell you're like working on it to just make it a little bit more uniform and clean.
But it's
but
difficult.
I'm kind of
it
is
when I'm making it by hand and not by modeling. It's difficult to get it uniform.
Very. I mean, you do get a very organic look and feel to it when you're doing it by hand.
You do. And sometimes that's fine too.
Yeah, for the most part, I think it is fine. I mean, most of this guy is that level of handcraft,
Yeah.
It's you don't really look at this guy at any point except for his lenses and think that this is modeled just by using primitives. It's a very organic model,
Yeah.
which lends perfectly to what he is. So I don't particularly mind that it gets uneven. I think it really fits the subject. Just what you're doing right now, it is making it so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, the only thing we got left now is his eyebrows.
Yep. And after that, the boom blaster bomb.
Actually, if you could just zoom out a little bit from the perspective that you're in.
From this perspective.
Yeah. Because I just want to see the back of his neck. I'm wondering, should he have like an extra fat fold
Around here?
Yeah, like just above where his neck and top of his shoulders meet. You know, just like that. There's
Kind
like
of
an
like
extra fat fold just under where his skull ends. You know.
Oh, around here.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, we can't.
He just looked at him from that perspective. I was like, it's kind of looks like he's kind of got a thin neck in a way.
So...
Oh yeah, something like that. That's all you need.
That's.
I quite like that. Oh yeah.
Something along these lines, I guess, then.
Yeah, to me that looks very, very cool.
You see. Just smooth it off. It's too much. Something like that. Yes.
Yes. Perfect. This has been really, really good.
So yeah, now it's just need to go over and smooth out a bit here.
Yeah, that's basically all you need to do is just smoothing right now.
Yeah. Body, so I'm doing. They didn't get in the way when I round. This is one other plus. I completely forgot what it's called. To doing it
By hand.
no, in several pieces.
Oh yeah.
so that I can hide those that I'm not working on.
Yeah, that's true.
Strength. Yeah. You can see it's hand drawn, but that's fine.
Yeah, but that's the charm. That's the charm.
Yeah. It's a tiny bit of smoothing on the edge in here. Which I think should be more or less it.
Yeah. So the only thing left now is basically just to smooth out and refine his eyebrows, and
yeah,
he's pretty much done. At least for the sculpting part of it.
The sculpting part. And then we need to make the pedestal as well.
Yeah, it's the pedestal, and of course the bomb.
Yeah.
And
I think I'll
finally the teeth.
Yeah. I think this is good.
It's very good.
And I might smooth the lenses. Yeah. And let's do in one object. And that's
Brilliant.
something like that. That's good enough.
That is more than good enough.
Yeah. That's more or less how far we've come.
Ah, you can do one more thing.
One more thing.
Yes, you can smooth out the edges of the eyebrows.
Yeah.
At least the ones that going over to his temples. See, it was almost there already.
Yeah.
Look at that.
They can be a bit
That
longer
guy-
actually, so I'll add just a bit more to their
Yeah,
at
add to the skull as we've done with other things. Yeah.
the end.
Yeah.
Just add a bit more in here. Skull.
Yeah, it's just a matter of doing that and then just smoothing it nice out, so it's like becomes one uniform thing.
A bit so these stand out a bit. Just like that.
Oh man, that is super nice. What a beautiful man thing. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I think you did it. I think you have managed to get this guy from a clay sketch all the way over to being actual Dr. Polonium in 3D.
Yeah. Let's go. Bit of
It has
fighting
been-
features here.
It's been really fun watching you craft this guy, just sculpting.
We're not done yet, but we will revisit him. And,
Oh yeah,
complete
but the
work.
next
No.
time, it's probably not going to be sculpting, is it?
No,
Probably going to be 3D modeling.
probably. We'll see. Might be a bit both. Might be something else entirely.
Because next thing up here, I guess you're going to start doing the stand.
Yeah, the stand. I'm not sure. I might actually wait until the end for that.
So maybe
Just
the
a
bomb
second.
is next. Or maybe even his teeth. I don't know.
Well, it might be. I don't know actually. I'm thinking that the stand and the plinth would be the last thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just do the bomb now because I need to shape. After the bomb is made, I need to shape the arms, the palms, and such, so that they contact the bomb as they should be.
Mm-hmm.
And so I like having the curvature of the hand and such, so in a way that the bomb will rest on it better. So I think I will make the bomb next because he is more or less done now.
He is more or less done now. I can't think of anything else you need to sculpt on him at this
No.
point.
Like, neither can I.
Nah, it's just really cool. And
Oh,
we've been to
I see
Foundry.
one thing.
And this has been Random Encounters. You can follow us on social media.
Yeah.
On Facebook, Instagram, Discord, YouTube.
Links
and
at the
on
bottom of
Twitch.
the screen, right
Yes.
down there.
We also have a website, tombsfoundry.no. And it might not be entirely updated all the time, but you know, you will always get updates from us on social media.
And the last thing I noticed, just a bit, I noticed there is one thing I'm missing on the gloves. They should have a more or less a rim down here, a lip.
Yeah.
So I will do that next time as well. Just
Well, that's
completing
cool.
that, and the bomb, and then the plinth at the end.
Yeah, so we got future plans all ready to go, and this was hilarious just seeing this happening. And I can't wait until I get to see the next part.
Yeah, I need to get a few. Well, the bomb is easy because I know what it looks like. Let's go to. Let's take a look at the bomb here.
We have we have 3 variations of the bomb,
more or less.
all of which can be used to as reference for the final thing. We have this one where he's holding it. We have the Big Town Bomb Squad who are actively trying to defuse one. And also Gary Geiger, the agent who is trying to defuse one.
And there is also the picture of on front of the rulebook.
Yeah, he is.
Which is actually on our. I can actually change to that right now.
Yes.
This picture.
Yes. That's a smaller one, naturally.
Yeah.
But still,
here you can see the lip on the gloves as well, and yeah. But I have, well, the because I own more or less the boombox that bomb is based on. I more or less remember how it's supposed to look, and that gives me an edge.
It gives you an edge. I mean, it's just the world's largest pipe bomb, but
yeah.
Yeah. You do know how it's supposed to look like, and there are several visual cues in the material that we already made. So
yeah,
we know where to go from here. That's the important takeaway.
Yeah, we do.
So, but now our time is up, and
it is.
It is just a matter of me saying a thanks to John for having carried us all this way here.
And thanks to God for keeping me company and keeping the conversation going. Because I would probably be deaf and mute if I was here alone.
That's usually how it goes when we're sat alone. But yeah, this was Tombs Foundry and Random Encounters.
It was.
And we'll see you next Thursday, I suppose.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.